Good afternoon, everybody. Dawg here. Today's story is called Water in the Sky. Through an amazing process provided by the Creator on the second day of creation and revised at the time of the flood, the waters above the earth are like canteens of water now that float through the sky. Clouds are masses of droplets of water so tiny that it takes a microscope to see them. They are so light in weight that they float in the air. Even with all the water droplets, a cloud is still more than 99% pure air. It takes a million or more of these droplets just to make a raindrop. In the temperate zone, raindrops start as ice crystals, and it is many degrees below zero where the raindrops form. A raindrop can't form until it has a tiny speck of something, usually dust, around which the water in the tiny droplets can gather to form the ice crystal. In the process, hard to imagine, the freezing water droplets release heat into the air. Since the warm air rises, the air around the developing ice crystals becomes warmer and also begins to rise, taking the tiny bits of ice along with it. Now, as the crystals move upward, they bump into other tiny droplets that join the growing ice crystals. The masses of frozen droplets become larger and heavier. Eventually, the air cannot hold them up any longer, and they begin to fall. By the time the clumps of ice crystals reach the ground, however, they have melted into raindrops. Once in a while, in storm clouds called thunderheads, the hot summer air is already rising, and the frozen water continues to rise until it grows into hailstones that are so large they don't melt before they reach the ground. Through a process called cloud seeding, pilots can drop tiny yellow crystals of a chemical called silver iodine into certain kinds of clouds. They also have been known to drop what is known as dry ice. But the crystals of this chemical of the yellow iodine are constructed very much like water crystals or ice. And when the yellow colored crystals drop into the clouds, the tiny water droplets begin to attach themselves to the frozen iodine or to the silver iodine to form ice crystals, which then makes rain. Now, the Bible writers often use clouds, rain, and even hail to describe God's program on earth. Can you remember some of the references? Uh, Check with your parents and look in what's called the concordance of the Bible, and look under clouds and rain and hail and everything. But in Job 26, verse 8, it says, He binds up the water in His thick clouds, yet the clouds are not broken under it. As you look at these pictures, guys, you see man trying to make rain, but God had a plan, and then He gives some folks some ideas. But as you look at these clouds, and you see some of them, they're very angry looking, but remember, they bring rain which is needed to replenish the groundwater, and they bring the rain that basically gives us the water we drink. But at the same time, it waters the crops that give us our food. Just remember, when you see the big lumpy rain, the hail, don't go running out in it. That stuff hurts. Well, y'all have a blessed day.